Hello? Okay, yeah. Apparently my microphone had, Streamlabs had switched the microphone that it was trying to use. So, yes. I am no longer muted. That's slightly embarrassing. I think it's because I disconnected my... First thing broke, yeah. I think it's because I disconnected my microphone when I was going away for a while. And I haven't streamed since then, so... I'm probably just gonna try and make Hazel compile at least. It won't function, but... What do you mean API undeclared identifier? Oh yes. It is, isn't it? But yeah, so I'm gonna be working on... this is incorrect. I'm working on restructuring Hazel's physics API so it can support both PhysX and Jolt. We are considering possibly switching to Jolt in the future. But I want to first of all be able to test the performance difference between them, at least when it comes to Hazel. And because of that, I have to design an API that actually works with both PhysX and Jolt. Okay, let's just try and get this file to compile. Redefinition. What? It's redefined? Okay. Expected an impression instead of a type. Yeah. We shouldn't have to call that anymore. Because that should be happening in here. Yep. Cannot access, it's private. Yeah. Great. So we can't do that. But I suppose I can call init with I've now added message queue. If you can't send a message, add it to the list and break. Cool. So what parameters do they recommend for this job thing? Okay. So I think these are coming from their physics settings things. Yeah. And I'm gonna pass -1 as, well, I won't pass the number of threads, so it will use as many as it can. But what about stock threads? Is that also private? Yeah. Fine. I'll have to initialize it when I create it. That would be in the Jolt API. Yeah. Switch expression is not valid. It isn't. Oh, you have to explicitly cast it. That's annoying. It's not a constant. It's literally a constant. Whatever. Don't bother with that code. Didn't work, Tony. That sucks. Cannot instantiate abstract class. Which is coming from... Oh, is this abstract? Because we're not implementing these. That's why. I think the issue is the fact that the messages get set only when the new one is coming, not when I change the callback. Oh, are you using the are you using the speed log? Oh, what's it called? Are you like making custom log sync or speed log or something? Or are you using something else, like a custom way of handling it? That works, and I send the callback. It also sends the queue right away. Cool. Can I convert from entity to Jolt? You can't do what? Oh, it requires the body interface as well. Of course it does. Jolt system, yeah, body interface. Now time to form my references. And this has to return something. Cool. Yeah, because like right now I just want to get this compiling at least. Because like there's a lot of compiler errors. Upload member function not found in what? You might have a small issue with the compiler. You think? Cache collided data doesn't exist. That's coming from the cooking factory. Oh, we don't have access to that. I think. Yeah, we don't have access to it. Mesh collider assets. No shit, Sherlock. Complex collider data unknown. Alright. Because we don't have mesh collider data. Because that is in the mesh cooking factory. So let's maybe include that instead. So now I need to know why everything I can break. Okay, good, that compiles now. Hopefully by the end of the stream we will have at least Hazel running, even though the physics won't be functioning. Cache collider data cannot be found. Because that's in here. It's in here. So presumably that should be the mesh cooking factory. Just to make that work. Could put it in its own file as well. But I don't think I'm gonna do that right now. Undeclared. Where? How is this undeclared? Do we not have access to entity? Probably not. Yet mesh cache does exist, but we're not including physics system. Debug mesh cannot access private member. Right. Because cooking factory used to be a thing. I kinda don't want to have to forward declare this. Fine, I'll do it. Unloaded function member not found. We are what? Is it complaining that I don't do that I don't do this? No. How is this not a constructor definition? It doesn't think this is a constructor? Oh, wait. Oh. Honest. There we go.
Don't be a stranger in the night. Take a chance for some romance. Don't cover your eyes.
Difference in the loving direction.
someone like
No, this isn't marked honest because it can't be.
I'd say I'm settled and a pretty call. I don't storm in
Get debugger, a call of a non-static.
If not me, then someone like me that knows what to do and how to take care of you. Most of all, that deserves you.
After I'm done with this, I might add scripting error handling, only that I need to actually make the script engine first. Yeah. Script error handling is a bit weird in Mono, I think.
Angel goddess, you cover them all. Say, what can I do to get you to fall
But it's not actually that difficult.
for someone like me?
Just like make a method that can handle any kind of mono exception.
Don't storm in the storm.
Imagine just sending a damn callback brain errors like smart people.
Not me, then
Yeah.
like me
M actor.
knows what to do and how to take care of you.
Undeclared. No, it's not. It's declared. Maybe it's because it doesn't know what the extruded actor is. I suspect that's the case.
That he deserves you. That he deserves you. Go with someone like me. I'd say I'm settled and a pretty calm. I don't storm in the storm, no.
Gonna convert from const T to physics. So shader compilation errors are working, or rather the OpenGL ones that I have. Cool. I assume we need to include the X shape. That vector 3, which should be vector 4. No, that's not the issue here. Oh. Call it native shape. I'm giving you multiple arguments though. Do we not have access to the components? Maybe not. No, that's not the case at all. What's wrong? Since I have the detailed panel for my console, should I show the shader compilation error in the console and the shader source in the detailed panel? Yeah, I think that makes sense, to be honest. I'm actually wondering if this is due to me not simply including this. So maybe it doesn't know what it is. No, that's not the case at all. What's the problem here? I'm giving it a boolean and the flag. I mean, it doesn't know what this is. And it kind of doesn't need to. But I can restructure the design a bit later on. Okay, that fixed all of those problems. Let's return true. Cool. And now we have a bunch of includes, because that's now physics 2D. Cooking factory doesn't exist. Why do we need that? Ah. It's looking good. That's nice to hear. Physics C now is obviously not a thing anymore, at least not in that directory. It's that. Get rid of all of those. So let's maybe try and get the scene hierarchy panel to compile. Actor cannot be used before it's initialized. Yeah, this whole thing is gonna change. Can send a picture in Discord. Yeah, you should do that. Just a second, crashed. Story of your life, isn't it, Tony? It's gonna be really interesting creating a kind of generalized API for all of this. And hopefully it's gonna be worth it. If nothing else, I think this whole Jolt business will actually end up like giving Hazel a much better API in general. Right, layers, not a thing. What's up, Marka? You made it. They are indeed some very nice errors. I think that I can just fix by including the physics layer manager. You don't have sound on. Got it. Include physics system. Okay, builds. Let's do, well, he compiles. Let's try and compile the rest of the engine. This is gonna be fun. Fixing up the script glue. This becomes physics 2D. Yeah. Why does it feel like Visual Studio is lagging like crazy? I realized I should have had the charger and the earbuds with me. Yeah, I think so as well. What is the padding variable for pop-up modals? It's I'm doing style bar, frame padding, or window padding, I think. Give me a second and I can look it up for you. Maybe I can't. Yeah, so it's frame padding or where's the window flags? Asking how good questions in a stream about physics. Yes. Yeah, but it's window padding or frame padding, I think, that you can have a look at. So, time to start fixing shit. Actor, not a thing. To be honest, I'm probably just gonna do that for any function that is messing with me. You probably can't set the padding once the model has begun already. Yeah, no, I don't think you can. As far as I understand it, on GUI pop-ups are kind of configured once, and then you can't change them after that. Alright, well, I'm gonna wait until I'm home. You do that, Marco. You probably can't set the pattern. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and we have to return stuff. probably comment it out a couple of returns somewhere. Frame padding didn't work, but window padding did. Yeah, I think frame padding is actually, I have no idea what that kind of applies to. Just comment that out. Super annoying because I kind of just want to like have all of this API work be done so I can actually start implementing Jolt. Because I've only looked at it for like maybe a couple of hours tops, and I'm super impressed by it. Frame padding affected the tile bar and window padding the content region padding. Okay, yeah. That makes sense, I think. And I mean, this joint thing is gonna change entirely when we actually start with the ragdoll support that I'm working on. One thing that I'm actually super excited about is the fact that Jolt seems to have inbuilt ragdoll structures, which is really interesting. Whereas physics doesn't, you have to, manually go through with all the joints and everything. Right, I'm gonna have to do this as well. So much code. That can stay. Yep, that's fine as well. I feel like Hazard is pretty good code-wise, not from stability point of view. I mean, isn't the stability technically what matters when you really think about it? But no, I mean, obviously, having a good code base is definitely something you should have, because otherwise it will be hell to work on. I feel like Hazel's code base is improving. It definitely got into a bit of a cluster, bad word that I'm not allowed to say on Twitch, a while, but I think we're starting to make it better. Although I imagine Emily would probably disagree. Alright, the sphere cost. Stop that. Trying to avoid a cluster of crap. Yeah. Crap I can use, I think. It's honestly ridiculous how strict Twitch has become with what streamers can say. There are some really weird words that I'm not actually allowed to say, or I'll risk getting banned. I think I'm almost done with this file. This, I think, should be fine, because I do actually have this API set up, although the Git physics scene is going to be changing a bit. Add radial inputs, not a thing. That's one of the reasons I'm doing UI first. It's easy to avoid add panel. It's easy to just add panels like this. Yeah. I actually think it's quite fun to work on UI. We're missing a bunch of return statements. Do we not have collision flags? Nope. So where are they supposed to be? In physics types, maybe? No. Now I quickly add a key binding for escape to close the detail panel. Yeah. Oh, it was in the physics controller. Which I guess makes sense. Overlap hid on declared identifier. Yeah. Let's get rid of this one. Physics. Oh, come on. 0x, y. You don't use physics types unless you have to. E follow mode. Inconsistent enumeration, enum naming. Should probably not be E follow mode. Why? Oh. Cool. I think that's probably the biggest file that we had to change. Although it still won't compile yet. Should probably check that this still works. Yes, good. And the idea here is that we're basically, the rest of the engine will only ever include physics scene, for example. But we have a physics scene, which will be instantiated if you use physics, and we have a Jolt scene if you want to use Jolt. But the rest of the engine should never interface with physics or Jolt directly. Which I think in general is just a much better API. Okay, what's this? Let's comment all of this code out. I'm gonna have to remember to re-enable this code. I don't know if Discord notifies you when you stream, but I sent a picture. Yeah, it does. It doesn't notify, but I can see you had done that. Oh, wow. Yeah, that looks really nice. Although I'm gonna complain, just because it's you. It would have been awesome if you could add like syntax highlighting, but obviously that's quite difficult to do. But yeah, no, this looks great actually, and I'm probably gonna steal it. Because it's... What's up, my gats? What's that? Oh, I was showing Tony's console implementation. Clear. No, we're just gonna destroy it. Doo-doo. Destroy the entire scene. I can probably add some flags to it, but yeah. Yeah, and I'm gonna steal it. Definitely. Get rid of that. No, it's not get actor. I mean, you can do that, but I would still be ahead of you in lines of code stolen. Yeah, I mean, you've stolen a lot of code. To be fair, so have I, but not quite as much as you have. Hazel and Hazel will help each other, right? Yeah, I mean, I think that's actually quite a good description of how the development works. Because obviously we're not going to be able to reinvent the wheel, you know, but if we can get inspired by other engines, then that's good. Cannot instantiate abstract class. No, we can't. Where is this from? Here. Does this need to be a component? Seriously? I don't know why Jan made it a component. I gave you ID and I steal your IDs. Yeah, I think that's a fair description. This, why? It doesn't need to be. Me big stupid. Let's just include physics scene here. And somewhere in here. That's up here. Physics scene. And physics scene. And we actually don't want to construct it here. We want it to be constructed in runtime start and simulate start. So Box 2D physics. Let's have it here. Create. This has to take in the scene though. Oh, doesn't do anything. There we go. And I can just pause this. Yeah, what now? Oh, no. I know what's going on here. This includes scene, I think. Maybe? No, but entity does. Final for the fair for now. Yeah, this isn't a thing, we just get rid of that. Okay, good to know that compiles. Ah, yes. All the errors. The physics debugger. Right, so we don't need that. Can it find compile a special member function? Oh. Good. Undefined physics scene. It's because I'm trying to return it. Screw it. I'm going back to using components. Adventix, what's up, man? I suppose Physics World would be a better name. What did that used to be? I mean, progress on this is slow, to say the least. But I'm also working on ragdolls in a different branch, which is kind of the main thing that I'm working on. This is just something that I'm working on for fun mainly. But yeah, no, progress is good. And to do this, we do registry in place for the scene entity. Just gonna copy this. I shouldn't have to actually, I can just do... Is this an actual thing? Yeah, it is. Cool. Is this better? It looks better. Oh yeah. This is gonna have to be changed quite a bit, I think. Well, maybe not, but we'll have to comment out some stuff just to make it functional. And once this actually compiles, I'm gonna get back to work actually writing code. Because doing this is just boring. Oh. Let's not do that. And what was the other one? Cannot include Jolt API. Yes, that makes sense because it's not a thing. Actually, yes, it is. What are you on about? No, it's Jolt physics. Oh, great. And this is abstract Y. It's not. Maybe because it doesn't have like proper constructor. But neither does this. Is it something we're not overriding? This is an abstract. I do implement it. So what are you on about? Peter the board guy. Yeah. Why are these considered abstract? It's because they don't have constructors or some shit. They're not abstract.
Hi, let's go. Alright, let's take a look at our weather forecast today.
Today's forecast, a lot of sunshine, blue skies, marine clouds. Just a perfect day to go.
Okay, why are they considered abstract? Oh. Not that they're abstract, it's that I forgot to delete that. My bad. Hazel compiles. I don't think Hazelnut does, but Hazel compiles. Okay, yeah. Why? The Hazel precompiled header should not be included in any header files. Ugh. Okay. Let's look in. Okay, where are these errors from? Hazel runtime and Hazelnut. Okay. So, well, let's just do the entire solution. Ah! I didn't search for HNU. Apparently I did. Here we go. Seriously? That's not included precompiled headers in header files. That defeats the point of precompiled headers. So let's get rid of these. Okay. Let's now try and build Hazel again. And the reason why I specifically don't want that to happen in this case is because I don't want Hazelnut, I don't want any other project other than Hazel to be aware of Jolt. But because Jolt is included in the precompiled header, if that's included in other header files, that causes problems everywhere. That worked. Let's try a proper build. Okay. Just coming from event because it uses function, so we need to be functional. Jumpy Lion, what's up, man? It's been a while since I've seen you in here. We're still including the precompiled header somewhere? Yeah, I'm good, man. Well, I mean, this is wrong. But where is... This is coming from Hazelnut, from Scene Renderer Panel. I'm not gonna film for Rubik's Cube and pull up past it, sounds good. What is Jolt? Jolt is a physics simulation library. That it's kind of new, I think. It's, well, 1.0 release was, yeah, this year, but it's been, like, available for quite a while. It's the physics engine that, well, physics library that they used in Horizon Forbidden West, which is a great game, by the way. And yeah, so I'm basically trying to integrate that into Hazel while at the same time keeping physics support, because I want to compare the performance and also the API between the two. So, okay, this is... It can't find anything that includes the precompiled header. And yet somewhere it's included. Yeah, no, the API isn't by Guerrilla Games. They used it. It's by this guy, Jolt. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. But Guerrilla Games just decided, like, no, we want to use this physics API instead of whatever they were using before. And like that alone tells me it's probably quite good. And also I'm kind of pissed at Nvidia, which is part of the reason why I'm doing it, because they decided that no, the public should not have direct access to physics version 5. Now it's about to be have because a game company contributed its open source. Well, yeah. No, I mean, I imagine they probably did like help the development. I don't know, I should probably watch the GDC talk that this guy made, because I suspect that the fact that Guerrilla Games used it did in fact impact the development. Right, physics stats, that's gonna go away entirely. Nvidia is generally a bit annoying, especially with Linux stuff. Yeah, but I mean, personal opinion of Nvidia aside, physics is in fact a very good physics library. It's just, for some reason, they decided to make physics version 5 exclusive to Nvidia Omniverse, which I'm super annoyed by. It's not included in any headers that get included into here. And this, unless this somehow... Okay. No. What includes the precompiled header? What? Okay. Jolt shouldn't be included. Well, the precompiled header shouldn't be included in. Okay, so this is coming from application settings panel. That's in Hazelnut and therefore should not be including the Hazel precompiled header. Content browser panel, same thing. Get rid of that shit. Scene renderer panel. And content browser item apparently. Go away. Where's this? There we go, let's just include it to the end. That took 4 minutes and 44 seconds after I messed up. Damn. I think I'm almost done with the kind of just making a compile part, because we are now compiling projects other than Hazel, because Hazel now compiles. Jumpy Lion redeemed hydrates. Twice. I don't have a water bottle here. Give me a second. I'll be back. It's only using my first emote, I see. The parody algorithms are annoying, but I managed to not fail them still. Oh, stream. I don't like having to include that here. Still 1.7k points left. Guess I'll think about Hazard's features while I solving the 5x5 Rubik's Cube. Vector in input. Okay, so I can't find that. So we need to include the logging in here. I'll time this also and see how long it takes. How many Rubik's Cubes do you have? I'll include physics, stream from launcher layer, file streams, Eddie Dev, what's up, man? How's things? Okay, so on. Is that a real error? It has 6 2x2. You have 6 2x2s, 2 3x3s, 4 4x4s, and 1 5x5. One of the 3x3 and 4x4 are junk. Okay. So you have a few, is what you're saying. So, yeah, 6. That's more than most, I think. Oh, okay, I read that wrong. You have 6 in total. You have 1 2x2, 3x3s, 2 4x4s, and 1 5x5. Got it. You have 2 3x3s. Does everybody just have Rubik's Cubes laying around? You have 1 3x3? Okay. I think what I'm hearing is I need to get a Rubik's Cube. Okay, now this is a real error. That's bad, we should never include this X debugger directly. Where are we being at? Here. So... go away. Is this... so this is a real error. Physics shape destroy. And this is... yeah, but... we do implement it here.
You say you don't wanna get in trouble, that you're doing fine 'cause you got me. I don't wanna break your little bubble, but you gotta wake up to reality. 'Cause I can
Are the physics related classes reference counted? Yes, they are. Well, most of them are. There may be a few that aren't, but the majority of them will be.
you just gotta let them flow without judge.
Yeah, apparently these are actual
There's a minute
real things.
you can do whatever you like. You don't have to be
What if
you just gotta
I do this? What if I do that? That way... I'm hoping that works. Because...
I see you hesitating while you're waiting, like somebody's gonna give it to you. You gotta chase it, gotta believe it. You gotta go get it for yourself. 'Cause I can see in your eyes, your head is full of dreams. Tears aren't proof of failure. You just gotta let them flow.
what if we try a clean build?
There's many ways to be happy.
Anything to not actually have to solve that unresolved external error.
Trust the right, don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like. There's so many ways to be happy. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to be ready. You just gotta trust the right. Don't have to be scary. You just gotta follow the light. You're able to be happy. You can do whatever you like.
Okay, so it's an actual. It shouldn't be. But I guess maybe it's not possible to do this. In which case I'd have to do a... I'd have to mark this, right, well, no, I can keep this same. Have this actually implemented and have this one provide a virtual void destroy internal maybe? Which this would call. Which I mean is fine. Like I don't mind doing that. But I don't think I should have to. But maybe I do. No, I'm sorry. What? How is that unresolved? Is implemented. Is it because I can't call it from here? Because this is... You done now? Cool. Hey Tony, tell me why this destructor calling destroy results in an unresolved external symbol. It's not unresolved. I implement it. Can I not call pure virtual functions from this destructor? Do I not do that in the old version? Have you tried turning it on, off and on again? Yeah. Okay, we call release, but that's not actually virtual. So I guess maybe not. Okay. Can I call it from this destructor? What if there is no base class destructor? But there is. Oh, you mean like what if this doesn't have one? And like I call it from this one, maybe? But that kind of defeats the purpose of it. But okay, yeah, you know what? Yeah. Could this work? Because this actually does implement some stuff. Or is it trying to call the destructor on the base? Well, I mean, it should. Well, because this is virtual, so it should be called. Let's maybe try this instead. Except that won't work quite yet. This isn't private. Maybe it works if I call it from the box shape instead. No, we're still getting an unresolved external symbol. What? It's because it's... So I have to mark this as virtual in order for that to be called. Yeah? Okay, fine. I guess I'll just do this and have it like be forced to manually call this before we destroy a shape, which I don't like. I mean, I could also do it so this calls destroy, and I think that should be fine. But I don't see why I couldn't do it from the base class's destructor. Am I gonna have to recompile everything again? Should I know my scripting stuff? Yes, I think you should. Scripting is a lot of fun. What? I'm not doing shit in this. Who actually implements destroy? That is the physics shapes. Right, so the physics box shape, the Jolt box shapes will do that as well. Right, so, okay, let's look at this. If it will respond. Physics box shape is a box shape, and box shape is a physics shape. Right? Destroy is a virtual function, pure virtual in physics shapes, but physics box shape implements it. And that's because I need this kind of box shape so that we can have a common interface for the physics and the Jolt shapes. And the base class requires the implementing class to be physics shapes. If not, I'm not... yeah, like, I think this should work as well. Okay, what's this now? Hang on. Did that work? I guess that works, maybe. Because to me what I wrote should work, but I guess maybe not. Because, okay, now it works when we call it from the kind of last clause in the hierarchy. And if I go in here and I make this call destroy, it won't work. Somehow. Yeah, it doesn't work. Fine. Because I still, like, even if I have to call it from here, I still want it to be pure virtual in here. Because we may want to call it from other places without having to know if it's like Jolt or physics. Or knowing if it's a box or sphere shape. Sure, whatever. It's cases like this when I just get annoyed by C++. It works. Do you think it will run? Let's give it a go. I think it will run, but obviously no physics will actually work. And I think this is actually running with Jolt, not physics. Have you heard of Python? Rust, have you heard of Rust? Yeah, because Python, like, no, get the hell out of here. We ain't about Python here. Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like, Rust is... I haven't used it myself, and I'm not a, like, just from what I've seen of other people's Rust code, I'm not a fan of the actual syntax, but I think it's a very safe language and still capable of being incredibly fast, just like C++. So, like, I have nothing against Rust. I'm just not a huge fan of the syntax. Okay. Needs plan allocator first or call it registered default allocator. This is good. We are running with Jolt. This is coming from here. I like my metal polish, not once in total Rust. What actually caused that assert? Registered types. Uh-huh. So registered the default allocator, I guess. Yeah, Tony, I got it. Don't you worry. You need to create a factor first, which is also from there. How? How do I create a factory? Trying to make my scripting backends as unstable as possible. Like, okay, they just do this. How do I actually create a factory? I'll go ask my Java teacher. Okay, Jolt create factory. because this one doesn't create a factory. It registers the default allocator, and then it does. Okay, no, it does. I'm just being dumb, but it does this before it does. Well, it registers the default allocator first. Not that I'm good in that or anything, but should be easy. Yeah. Okay, and then after it does the assert thing, we need to create a factory. Don't know why you can't do that on its own. Could I allocate this with HNU? Should probably make sure to include it. Or factory. Or is this ever destroyed? I don't think so. See, this is the kind of thing that I think it should be capable of doing on its own, but I guess this does let us like manually allocate and delete it, which I guess is fine. But now this is fun. We're getting into some actual Jolt code. So I guess we can't use HNU. Maybe. Okay, we can't use HNU on that one, which is weird. Okay. Unknown asset type. Excuse you. Script module. Oh. THC Ilya, thank you so much for following. I appreciate it. What project are we trying to load? Probably something that isn't Sandbox project. Or maybe we are. Who knows? Okay, interesting. I suspect we got some yeah. Now it should be able to run. Oh, it starts. Awesome. And we are technically running Jolt right now. Does it shut down without crashing? Yes, it does. Good. That's awesome. If we go to physics system and we look at, it's running Jolt technically. I have made a mistake. Yeah, you would think that, wouldn't you? Oh, that's so nice. Now, of course, it won't actually work. You know, probably gonna crash if we actually try and play a scene. Actually, I mean, let's try. Just for fun. Let's try creating, like, playing a scene using Jolt. And just see what happens. Well, probably use simulation mode. Because the scripting is not gonna work. Can you try letting cube fall or something? Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. Let's create a separate scene for it though. Hang on, don't we have a physics test? Yeah, we do. Don't know if we can open it. Who made this? I did not make this. I guess let's hit simulate. Yeah. What happened? Okay, we're in here. Good to know. Why? Yes. A breakpoint instruction was in fact done. Okay, so we calibrate your bodies here. That should go through and create that. Why isn't it showing me code? Are we not creating a Jolt scene? Maybe? Just don't press that and there is no issues. You're not wrong. We do create physics scene. Yes. And then we do API create scene, which should create a Jolt scene. We can verify that. Let's put a breakpoint here. That was probably the least helpful error message I've ever gotten from Visual Studio. Just states a breakpoint has happened. Yes, I know. I probably should have checked the actual console window. No, it's not that. Retry. Hang on. Hang on a minute. I didn't hit this breakpoint. That means we aren't creating a Jolt scene, which would explain this crash. Thing is, I'm sensing some bullshit. Let's try that. What the hell? Maybe it's not creating the API correctly, but I think it is, because we were calling the Jolt API constructor. So that should definitely be happening. So I guess maybe the way I was creating it was not correct. Or something. Okay. Let's look at the call stack here. So it is coming from here. Oh, I'm dumb. That's what's happening here. We haven't fully initialized this. So I guess maybe that's the problem? Wait, no. No, hang on. No, we do override that. But I guess maybe it doesn't like me doing this. In the constructor? Possibly. I guess maybe make this protected for now and have that be called here after we know that everything has been done. Because yeah, that does make sense. We wouldn't want to call it from there. And because we haven't technically finished constructing the object, it's a problem, I guess, maybe. Everything hasn't been initialized correctly. Oh, okay, it doesn't crash. Yeah, it doesn't crash. I mean, obviously nothing's happening because we're not actually doing anything right now. But holy crap. I wasn't expecting that. Let's see if we can get those boxes falling. Specifically with Jolt. I think it might work with physics. If we change this to physics, I just want to see if it actually semi-works. And I'm gonna make it so you can actually like specify this in, say, the project or something. But yeah, no, that's super cool. My brain just went boom. Yeah. You forgot how to use STD function. Dang. I mean, to be fair, that does happen sometimes. It would have been worse if you had forgotten how to use, say, I don't know, STD vector. Oh, yeah. It semi-works with physics. We do get them falling, we don't get any collisions. But I guess that's fine, and we do get a crash. Why do we get a crash? Pending module references. Don't know what that means, but sure. Oh, you thought... Yeah, that's definitely correct, Tony. But yeah, no, let's get Jolt to the point where we can actually simulate boxes. That's not what it's supposed to be called. It's Jolt box shape. Let's go over to physics shapes, and I'm just gonna steal this. Okay. That will, for now, just be within the null pointer. How do we create a box shape in Jolt? I'm probably gonna use this instead because I don't trust the one that I have cloned. So, we grab the body interface, yes. Box shape settings, which we then create like that. Okay. Because this is the thing, right? The way you create shapes and bodies in Jolt is quite different from physics. And my API kind of needs to work with both. So, this actually has to take in the no, it actually doesn't. It just needs to be this. But what do we store, right? Because we can add the shape ref, the constant shape ref here. So maybe we store that, right? Include Jolt geometry, maybe? No. Physics. Collision. Shape. Yes. For now, we'll just include box shape, unless there's like a file that includes all of them. Shape cost. Does that include everything? No. Well, maybe we just include this. Shape ref C. No, that's not a thing. Okay, so we do include these. Sure. No, we just store that. It's not templated. Because that's ref const of shape. So I imagine we can assign that to operator to begin with. No. Okay. We need box shape settings. Which takes the half extents, the convex radius, which sure, and a material. For now, I'm just gonna provide the dimensions of it. I need to include Jolt utils. Size. Now I think in physics it's a bit, I think we actually need, yeah, we need to multiply by the scale of the entity. Which means we have to get the world scale. Script engine messages show up in the console. Awesome, dude. So we need to do this. And then pass collider size. Okay. Then we take those settings and we create a thing and we get a result back and then we get it like that. Those settings create, which returns shape result, which can be what exactly? It's result ref shape. So if it's not valid, or if it is error, and the first message is like core assembly loading failed. Awesome, dude. So, do they ever show using it? We don't expect an error, but you can check for has error, get error. We should probably do that because I'm gonna screw things up. So if result has error, then result get error does return the actual error message, which is a JPH string, which is literally a basic string. Okay. Failed to create a shape. Error. And then just fail. I kind of don't like this because it's in a constructor, but sure, whatever. And then we can do end shape is equal to result get. Yes. Is that how we do things? let's compile. Component undeclared. Yes, it would be. Is this how we do things? Get halves. Okay, yeah. Here we actually return it from the shape. I have no idea how to do this. How would I get this specifically as a box shape? So we can check if it's actually a box, but I think I'll take a shower real quick. Yeah, you do that. Let's say I'm working on a texture manager. If I want to start unloading textures, which one should go first? The ones that have not been accessed the longest. Yeah, I would say so. You should probably also factor in size, because if you unload, say, a 4K texture, that is obviously a lot slower to load than, like, I don't know, a 512 by 512 texture, right? So I would say that should also factor in. But generally, it's you unload one that hasn't been used in a while. Oh wow, you can actually have user-defined shapes? Damn, dude. Okay, but either way, this creates a... what now? Box shape. Which gets turned into a ref of shape. So in theory, I should be able to do this. And do... well, we actually have it as a const. I don't know that I want it as a const ref. This is equivalent to a const pointer. If you assign it will increment the reference count by 1, and if you assign something else, it will decrease the reference count. I should probably just do JPH box shape here. To be honest, to have it in the correct thing. To get the half extent like that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Now setting it, can I simply do... no. I think I either need to recreate it or something like that. Yeah. I suspect I need to recreate it. Okay. You could also construct it like that. So we'd have to recreate it. For now, I'm not gonna do anything there. But in theory, this is it. Okay. And if you look under here, no. This X scene. How do we actually attach it? We do attach shape, like that. So I'm gonna copy this into the Jolt scene. Now I don't think we're actually doing this yet. Jolt box shape. Make sure to include Jolt shapes. Right, so it's gonna be similar to this, except not identical. Of course, we need to get access to the native shape, but that kind of depends on how. It's fine. Right, the native shape. Not entirely sure how that's gonna work. In here, we are not doing anything. Awesome. So, the way we create a kind of body, I guess, is by calling create body from the body interface, which takes in body creation settings. Question is, can I pass in a non-existent shape? I would guess okay, so if you don't have if we don't have anything set, wait, yeah, if we don't have any shape settings, it will just return null pointer. And this has a lot of stuff. It has position, rotation, linear, angular stuff. What kind of constructors does it have? Shape settings or shape. that stuff, the motion type, and the layer. The position, the rotation, the motion type. Now the thing is, it doesn't. I assume this won't work. Shape settings, font. Yeah. Yeah, because we won't know which one of these we're referring to. Does the constructor actually do anything special? No, it just assigns them. In which case, I will just go through and assign them myself. I'm probably going to create 2 functions, I think. What did I call them in physics? Create static. I'll call them body here, because create dynamic body, because Jolt calls them bodies. So I will as well. Static, let's start with that. Right, I'm gonna need to get this as a actual transform component. Which is stored as a quaternion. And we're gonna need to because the body interface. Okay. So that's all we do here. I will need to tell it the motion type as well. Yeah. Static. Now, I did see motion quality. Linear okay, sure. I don't know what that is. And this returns a pointer to a body. Is the plan to completely remove physics? No. I don't think, like, it's hard to say because right now we don't know which one of Jolt or physics actually works best within Hazel. The idea right now is to support both physics engines going forward, but I won't rule out the possibility of removing physics or Jolt in the future. I think if we were to remove 81, it would be physics. but that is not currently the plan. Okay, so we can grab the body like that and we can add it using the ID. So the question is, should this class store the actual body pointer or the actual body ID? So in physics, we store the actual pointer to the body, which I think we're gonna be doing that here as well. Because otherwise we're gonna have to go through the body interface all the time. Because we can update these kinds of things. All of the like properties on it. Otherwise, we would probably have to go through the body interface, which arguably could. I think that's possibly safer because it does deal with like locking threads and things like that. I think for now I'm just going to store the body. Let's see if that compiles. Right. I don't think I can do body, like attach a shape directly to a body. No, I can call shape internal, but we shouldn't be doing that. We actually need to go through the we actually do need to go through the body interface for that. How do we get access to that from here? We could store a pointer to it in here. Have you seen Linus Torvalds giving the finger to NVIDIA? No, I haven't. I mean, I think this is fine, storing the body interface. That is the main way that we interact with a body. So here we'll do every body interface. Set shape. I'm just gonna open
So
it.
NVIDIA, fuck.
Okay. I hope I muted that in time. That's awesome. Update past properties, activation mode, because this will be body get ID. Yes. The shape pointer. Okay, good. In that case, this can return shape get pointer. And we'll do JPH shape. We would do that. we would give it native shape. True. Activation, activate, sure. And this returns what? Nothing. I mean, to be honest, in that case, what I think I may end up doing is, if we take a look here, if we take like set linear velocity, yep, set, no, I can't change the mass now. Can I change the mass on the body? Okay, so you can't change the mass after the fact. But in that case, I may just store a body ID. Doing more Jolt, I say yes, and welcome back, Marka. You home? Or are you still not home? I mean, we may want to get the body here just because we may want to do some more configuration on it, but I don't think we need to, because you want to provide as much information as possible here. You are at home, good to hear. Question is, can this return null pointer? Yes, it can, if we run out of bodies. Otherwise it never returns. But we probably still want to handle that. So if body null pointer, fail to create body, a rigid body. This means we don't have enough space to store more rigid bodies. And here we can do body ID, it's body get ID. It might be worth storing the actual body itself, I'm not sure yet. I guess I'll discover that as I go. This is either going to be dynamic or kinematic. Now, I did see M allow dynamic or kinematic. When this body is created as static, this setting tells the system to create motion properties so that the object can be switched. Oh, so it allows dynamically switching static types to dynamic or kinematic based on something. Okay. Is kinematic if true. Dynamic. So whether gravity is a thing or not, can we set that on this? User data. You need save loading scene files. That is a good thing to have. Sensor. Will receive collision callbacks, but will not cause any collision responses. Oh, so it's a trigger. So sensors are triggers. Okay. Gravity factor. So I guess in this case we would do, if true it's 0, otherwise it's 1, I guess. Calculate mass and inertia. Yep, please do that for me. Mass properties override. Okay, so you would create a mass property override if you wanted to provide a custom mass, maybe? Possibly. That's interesting. Max and linear and angular velocity. Do we not have a way of specifying that? Is that the angular drag, maybe? No, I don't think so. No, it isn't. I'm not sure how we provide that then. But I mean, technically this is all we have to do to actually make it simulate. Everything else can kind of come later. And then we want something like this, maybe? We don't need API. We need the body interface. Yep. Technically we don't, because we set it. User data. Okay, so now it's time to create the loading saving. Cool. Yeah. How? That only lets us get the user data. We have to set it on the body itself. Get user data, which is an integer. Can I store pointers in integers? I don't think so. Could store the address and then reinterpret cast it. I kind of don't want to do that. Unit pointer T. So I could reinterpret cast the address of this. Kind of don't like that. Because that would involve doing a reinterpret cast to a... It would involve this, which is very useful. I'm not sure about that. Okay, well, give me a second, I'll be back in a moment. And get the fuck out, I just added the path to the startup file and it loaded with no problem. Awesome, dude. Okay. Sure, I'll go with this. I'm not a fan of it, but I guess maybe that's valid. Sure, whatever. Safe to say something goes well at least once. Well, yeah. Wow. Maybe, maybe not. So, in that case, we do this. Now I think they have mutable compound. They do a body right lock on it, and then they do that. But I don't think we need to do that in here. Well, once, not twice. Yeah. Okay. I think that's everything we need to do in there. So we do that. We then need we need the body interface to add. To actually add the actor. Add body, and it takes the ID and the activation mode. Sure, activate it. Okay. Now there is another thing that we can do, which is after we have kind of created everything, which we do here, we can do Jolt system optimize broad base, which should optimize things initially at least. Need it only if you added many buttons prior to calling update for the first time. Yeah, let's do that. We have the updating and everything set up. So let's give it a go. See if it works. Let's just make sure we have this set to Jolt. And hopefully we don't get crash. So now I will call it the constructor of a script. Wish me luck. Oh yeah, that can be painful depending on like how flexible you want your code to be. Aha. Right, it's body in here. Body. Body, and I suspect this is the thing. Maybe we can read a name? Like a debug name? Maybe not. need to include Hazel physics system. If it's a default parameterless constructor, you should be fine, I think. Undefined class. Yeah, what? No? Trash. Yep. Called it. Body. Maybe just include body. Body creation settings. It's weird to me that this doesn't include that. It includes body ID activation, that. Okay, yeah, so I guess that makes sense. So if I include body, still don't include it, unless body access includes it. Yep. What? Because this returns a const reference to a ref, which maybe we don't know about. Or reference. What am I missing? There is no acceptable conversion, meaning it doesn't know what shape is. Wait. Is that the problem? What? Okay, what does this return? Ref shape. Because this is coming from shape result, which is ref shape. Can it not convert from shape to box shape? So apparently there are 4 methods that it registered. One of them just failed to get the data, and it's the constructor. Awesome. Okay, so it can't convert a box shape ref to a shape ref for some reason. So maybe I can do an explicit cast here. Uh, maybe that's fine. What? I'm sorry. Oh, and I removed the thing is, I would have thought that box shape would include that. It includes convex shape, which does include that. Why are you refusing my code? Because box shape is a convex shape, which is a shape. I don't know, maybe do you get pointer? I don't understand how to use this. It can take another one. So it can do this basically. Or is it because this is const and this isn't? Yeah, I think that's what's happening here. So if I make this a if I do that, then this would work. Which returns a const pointer. Thing is though, I could just create a new sphere, like a new shape like that. Technically, I could do new box shape, JPH box shape, and pass in the settings and take out the result. Possibly. Alright. That. Store that in a JPH ref. Like that. Check, does it have an error? In that case, do that. Just let it die off. And then do shape equals that. Again, I have no clue if this is the correct way of doing this, but it compiles. Let's try and build. It builds. Good, good. Let's see if it works. If it does, I will be surprised. Okay, we get a crash. Because I haven't specified any broad-faced layer. I haven't. It's coming from here. And I apparently haven't specified any broad-faced layers. How is that not being constructed? We literally specify it here. I guess I need to handle the base CTO in a You mean the fact that you have like a subclass and you need to handle the parents constructor? Okay, so we do come in here, we resize it. So maybe it's not being copied properly. No, I mean it's... Oh, it stores the memory address. Oh, it's temporary. So I actually need to be responsible for storing this. For now, I'll just do this. So this should work. The thing won't find the base class constructor only the current class. Yeah, you need to check the parents as well. But the thing is, you call the parents constructor on the child object. Just keep that in mind. But you do need to explicitly get the parents constructor, I think. Okay, let's do this again. Take two. Okay, let's try this now. Keep one of the boxes. Nope, we get a crash. Shape, because it tries to access it. You're kidding? They require me to have a shape before we have... yeah, because he does need to calculate that stuff, which is mildly annoying, but I guess makes sense. Why? Okay. The problem is, I require a shape here. Yeah? So I guess it wants as much of it to be done kind of up front. Which makes this a problem. We'd have to go through and do this ourselves. But I guess that makes some sort of sense, possibly. There could be a way of doing this. Okay. So... Yes, Tinspin, we are considering Jolt. That's kind of what I'm doing right now. We're probably just gonna start out by comparing the performance and quality between Jolt and PhysX. And if it's good enough, we will definitely be keeping... yeah, we will be keeping PhysX. We won't be removing it, at least not initially. If it turns out that Jolt is just 100 times better and there's no point in having PhysX, then we will remove it. But we don't have any plans on removing it right now. Okay, just so I can get this sort of working, I'm gonna hard code this and just do... Jolt box shape. Of course, body for interface and the entity. And I'll do M shape. Which is private. Awesome. And it expects what exactly? The actual shape. A crash. Cool. This actually returns the pointer itself, so we can simply do this and that. And it requires me to provide all of this up front. I can see why, still kind of annoying. Rotation. Motion type. And an object layer which will just do 0. See if that compiles. No, of course it doesn't. And entity. We do that. We need to remember to call this beforehand. Both for dynamic and non-dynamic ones. Shape undeclared. I'll just hard code it. Rate type box. Jolt box shape undeclared and whatever. That's not what I wanted to do. Not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. What? Rigid body compile. Thank you. No, hold a load of function takes arguments. What? No, it doesn't. Right now, I just want to see something actually being simulated. I don't really care if the structure of this is good, because it's not. But for now, I'm just gonna see if I can get it to actually simulate something for me. Crash. Oh. Yeah, that's one thing I need to take care of in here. When we convert it to a Jolt vector, we actually need to set the W parameter to be because it expects the W parameter, because for some reason they store vector 3s as 4 component vectors. I think it's because of SIMD, but because of that they actually store the C component to be the same as the Z component. No, the W component is the same as the Z component. for whatever reason. Which means I can't do a simple type punning. Which is annoying. But I suppose if it makes the code faster, sure. It's good. Hmm. Yeah, Hazel crashed. But that's purely because I'm not actually dealing with all kinds of colliders, and so it couldn't find one. Actually, I'm just gonna slap this code into the dynamic as well. Good. So we simply won't create one. Now that also means that in here we also have to check if rigid body ID invalid, return null pointer, hazard broke. Well, that sucks. What broke? Okay, now we have another issue. We can check if it's invalid. Okay. If you find a method, don't discard it. Yeah, you generally don't want to do that. Okay, please work. At this point, I'm just hacking code together just to get it to simulate something. Okay. It's coming from update. Yes. So it tries to prepare the constraint buffer using the temporary allocator. Oh, we haven't allocated enough memory. Times the size of contract constraint, which is quite big. So, okay, I guess for now, I'll reduce the number of maximum bodies to something like 1,000. Same thing here as well. You see, this is part of the reason why I think Jolt could potentially be better than PhysX, because it requires you to actually allocate all of the necessary memory up front. I mean, so it tries to find from both core and app assemblies. Then when it found it was like, yeah, continue, and if it in, it was like, hell yes, found it. What? Okay, cool. Didn't crash this time because we don't have that added. Right. But this is good. This is a crash in our system. Which does mean it was successfully able to simulate at least a single frame. And then our code crashed. I think this could work. Do we not have gravity or something? Because they're not crashing. Ah. No. Wait. Okay, no, that's fine. This is our code. So I think it's successful in simulating it, but not dealing with gravity. Yeah. So how do we do that? And I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna go to bed. Gravity factor. Do we have to set the gravity factor on all of them? Maybe we have to specify it to be on the moving layer. Which would make sense. Which we need to do in the rigid body. Because I think the moving layer is 1. Yeah, it is. So where I specified 0, then we need to have 1. I think. To tell it that it can move. No. Okay, well, it's not crashing at least. And it's a bit late, so I'm gonna probably stop the stream here. And head to bed. So yeah, it's been a good stream. Tomorrow I'm gonna be working, well, tomorrow I'm probably not gonna be streaming at all. But I'm probably going to be streaming more on the weekends, kind of working on this. Because it's not something I'm going to be working on a lot during the week, because I'm dealing with ragdoll theme physics during the week. I'll be off for 7 hours, yeah. But yeah, so I'm going to head out. And thank